Hey guys, so I will be continuing my top 20 movie list. In case you've missed 20 through 16, watch the previous video. I'll put the link in maybe. I mean, it's not very hard to find my videos, but it's the same title as this one, except it's part 1 instead of part 2. So anyway, on with the list. Number 15 on my list is Monsters, Inc. It's an animated movie, in case you have never heard of it. But if you haven't, you're kind of weird, because who hasn't heard of Monsters, Inc.? It's nothing special, but it's just a good movie, in my opinion. It probably isn't on most people's top 20 list, and for good reason. It's not like it's, again, nothing special. The movie did come out in 2001, so I was about like 7 years old when the movie came out. I think if I saw the movie right now for the first time, it wouldn't be on my list, but since I saw the movie when I was like 7 or 8, it was awesome. I mean, I didn't like Monsters University that much. It was okay, but it just wasn't really the same. My favorite character in Monsters, Inc. is probably Sully. I mean, you could go with Mike Wazowski or Boo, really. My favorite quote in the movie is when Boo says either "Kitty" or "Mike Wazowski." Anytime he says that, it's adorable. My favorite scene in the movie is when Boo's door is destroyed and Sully holds on to one little piece, and afterwards Mike Wazowski fixes the door and Sully has to put the piece in, and then he gets to see Boo for one more time. I think it's just really cute and a good way to end the movie. Number 14 on my list is Braveheart. If you've never seen Braveheart, it is a Mel Gibson movie. I'm not a really big fan of his, but I do enjoy the movie. Braveheart is about Scottish warrior William Wallace. William Wallace leads the Scots into the first war of Scottish independence against King Edward I. I like the old-time war movie part of it, with like the sword fighting and horseback and all that stuff of kingdoms and stuff. My favorite character in the movie is William Wallace. He shares my name, William, so that's pretty cool. Now my favorite quote is, I think everybody knows what the quote is from that movie. It's the famous speech that he gives before the one battle. "They may take our lives, but they will never take our freedom!" It's my favorite quote from the movie just because it's so memorable and like so famous, but also because like before every like big sport event, they show that quote amongst other famous sports quotes. So it's pretty cool. Scene from the movie. I don't want to be any spoiler alerts, but if you haven't seen the movie, go watch it and then come back and watch this. But my favorite scene is when after they kill William Wallace's wife, William Wallace comes back to the city, not really city, but town, place he lives, and he ties up the head army guy. I don't really know what it's called, but the head English soldier, and he kills him right where he killed his wife. So I just think that's a pretty dramatic, cool scene. Number 13 on my list is The Hangover. Again, with this movie, with most of my movies, if you don't know what the movie is, where have you been? In case you haven't seen The Hangover, it's about 4 friends who go to Las Vegas before the one friend, Doug, gets married. Now the first night they're there, Alan, who's played by Zach Galifianakis, gives them all a roof, and they forget what happened the night before. They lose Doug, and they have to find him. So that's basically it. But my favorite character is Alan. He's just a little slow, kind of awkward, but a really funny guy. I mean, he is played by Zach Galifianakis, who I found pretty funny. Please pardon my language for this quote, but the one guy is Stu, played by Ed Helms, is a dentist who calls himself a doctor all the time. And his one friend, Phil, who's played by Bradley Cooper, pulls up to his house to pick Stu up. And he goes, "Page him, Dr. Faggot! Dr. Faggot!" Please. It's hysterical quote, filled with funny quotes from the movie. Again, it's not a nice word, I get that, but it is a really funny quote, so I'm gonna say it because I'm gonna be honest with this list, and that was my favorite quote, so I said it. My favorite scene from the movie is when they first check into the Caesar's Palace Hotel. Now this could also be my favorite quote too, but they're there and Alan's like, is this the real Caesar's Palace? Stuff like that. I don't know. It's really hard to say what my favorite scene from the movie is just because it was really funny and I enjoyed the entire movie. Number 12 on my list is The Mighty Ducks. All three of the movies. I loved hockey growing up as a kid, and the movies came out, well, at least the first one came out before I was born, but this is a really good movie to watch if you do like hockey. I mean, even now as a 19-year-old, I still love the Mighty Ducks movies. Coach Bombay gets a DUI, and he has to coach a little pee-wee hockey team who is terrible. It's kind of like the Bad News Bears, really. But yeah, so he coaches this team and he turns them around. They become good. My favorite character in the movie is probably the goalie for the team, Greg Goldberg. He grew up in Philadelphia, so he's just a really funny character. Pretty bad goalie, but he does turn around a little bit and become decent. He wears Flyers jerseys and stuff, so that's pretty cool. My favorite quote in the movie is when Coach Bombay is in an argument with Ducksworth, who is his boss or something, whatever. But he goes, quack, 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 Mr. Ducksworth. Thank you very much, Mr. Ducksworth. Quack, 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 quack. Favorite scene in any of the movies, you go up and go, quack, 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 go Ducks. Now number 11, and the final one for my list for today, is Warrior. It's a fighting movie, it's a UFC. And it's about two brothers, one of which is a school teacher, and another is I think a Marine, maybe just in the Army. But the two of them haven't really seen each other in a while, but both of them need the money. Both enter a UFC tournament, not knowing that the other really is going to go into it. And it's just their story about the two of them end up fighting. Don't want to spoil it. But it's pretty obvious the two of them end up fighting each other in the end. It's pretty cliche like that, but it is like a really good fighting sports movie. My favorite character in the movie is Tommy. He is the Marine in the family, not the teacher. He's the Marine. He is just pretty badass. His character he just walks into the ring, no theme, goes in, beats up the guy, down and leaves. Doesn't even get his hand raised. He just walks in. Boom, fights, pretty badass. It's pretty cool. He doesn't care about all the fame and fortune. He just goes in, pow, and leaves. My favorite quote in the movie is said by Tommy's older brother, the teacher, Brandon. And he's confronted by the principal after Brandon got into a UFC fight at like a bar. And he's obviously not allowed to do that. And the principal says, "You got no business being in the ring with those animals." And he's like, "Actually, I used to be one of those animals." It just shut the teacher up. He was like, "Oh wow," just really funny in my opinion. My favorite scene in the movie, not gonna lie, it's pretty obvious, when the two brothers end up fighting each other. It's pretty. Again, it's not a spoiler alert because it's pretty obvious just the way the movie develops that they're gonna fight each other. But it just a really good fighting scene and a emotional scene, and it's just it's a good scene. That's why it's my favorite scene, because it's a good scene. And that wraps it up for today's 15 to 11. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you enjoyed the last one, and I hope you enjoy the next one. Hopefully I pointed my fingers right there. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed it, and until next time, see ya later.